So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kirsten. I'm a new industrial organiser here at the AEU. You all know why we're here. It's because of their terrible announcement that the government made when they handed down their budget. And that was under the guise that they were redesigning the approach taken to pathway planning. But as we now know, that's very disingenuous, because they're actually planning to axe the entire program and replace it with their My Education program. Basically, to say what we've done since we had this shocking announcement, the AEU has called urgent meetings with the department. So Ros and Terry had an initial meeting with the Secretary, Colin Pettit, and then we also had a meeting with Mike Watson, the Industrial Officer. So we put forward our concerns that really there's been no consultation process involving the axing of this program. There's obviously potential loss of employment. There's going to be impact on teacher workload. We asked questions about, would redundancies be offered? Would RIPs be offered? And if so, in what way? And we also obviously are trying to get to the bottom of how this My Education program is effectively going to replace the Guaranteeing Futures program. During these meetings, the department really hasn't given us anything on answers to these questions. So we have asked to have another urgent meeting to get to the bottom of some of these nitty-gritty issues. Now, one of the biggest concerns is the fact that in making this announcement to save money, they have completely breached the consultation clause that's in your relevant award. Now, that clause provides that where an agency proposes changes in work arrangements and practices that are likely to impact employees, the agency is to consult with the employees who may be affected by the proposed changes and the relevant unions prior to the final decision being made to implement those changes. Now, that's pretty clear, that clause, and it's pretty clear that that's been breached.
Okay, so where we've just been now is at budget estimates. So Tom Lynch, the Secretary of the CPSU, and I have been sitting down there listening to the Minister, our Education Minister, answering questions from both the Greens and the ALP around a whole range of questions, but the last 2 hours has been completely dominated by the topic of pathway planners. So one of the absolute clangers the Minister said was, so obviously he was being baited a little bit to ask him whether he thought that pathway planning and the program was frontline service, because it's a really sensitive issue about no frontline services would be cut pre-election commitment. And so his answer was along the lines of, oh, absolutely, pathway planning is a frontline service. He knew that we'd seen that 2009 Hansard document. Absolutely, pathway planning is a frontline service, but somehow pathway planners are not frontline. Bizarre.